a really nice project as we get things kicked off this morning. Young ladies doing an awesome job with her heifer here in her project. One that has some balance there from this side, proportions well, very feminine about her neck. Certainly things that we can appreciate in this one. We'll evaluate her further when she comes back out against more contemporaries, but let's give her a big hand as she exits.
Congratulations to Nora Bush as she exhibits our open class heifer calf. Next in the ring, we are going to have our bull yearling class. Does it go up or do I just gotta be louder? So this will just be Congratulations to Dawson Bush as he exhibits our open class junior bull yearling. Next in the ring, we're going to have our open class feeder junior calf premiums. Oh. Can we get to the market class already?
We have enough of these things.
I hope we have enough. Yeah. I'll give them out. I'll hope for the best.
When you get hot.
How sweet. What a good souvenir.
Another awesome single entry this young exhibitor brings us. She too's doing an awesome job staying hold with her project. You can tell they've worked with one another, and she's very strong and tough too, especially so young in her show career. So props to her, really proud of her for coming out here and showing her calf for the first time. Kind of a high-performing, big outlined kind of steer that certainly has some good to him. Let's give them a round of applause as they exit. Congratulations to Brinley Bush, exhibiting our grand champion feeder calf. Next in the ring, we're going to be doing our Pee Wee showmanship.
What is it? Who created this order? What are we doing? Because that's a commercial game. That's a reference. You have to do an overall bullpen.
Scratch that. We're going to be selecting our grand champion commercial bull calf.
Literally everybody. You know what brought ribbons this morning? I hope we even have ribbons.
Hi. Are you having fun, Brittany? Yeah. You're doing a really good job.
Go. Hey.
Give out another green champion. You guys directed the queens to how to give them their ribbons.
We don't even know what's going on because it's such a shit show.
Sick. Thanks. Good. I'm gonna leave.
Yes. Both of these young people do an awesome job, and I look forward to working with them more in Pee Wee showmanship if they're there. Two different kinds of cattle, obviously two different kinds of breeds. I think they're both practical enough in terms of their structure and their build and body type. I'll go ahead and pick our champion in reserve, but let's give both of them a hand for their efforts. Congratulations to Brinley Bush, showing our grand champion bull calf, and Dawson Bush showing our reserve champion bull calf.
Now we're doing Pee Wee showmanship.
Now we'll be doing Pee Wee showmanship. Thank you.
Of course. Maybe nice people. Gotta wait for them. Push it this way. And after that is at the market. Or where are we? I believe so. Okay. So your question is as good as mine.
This morning?
This was open? Yes. Okay, so then we're in Pee Wee showmanship, and it would be breeding then. I just need someone to give me a schedule. And that's when you put the page. I'm like, oh, you're just putting the page. What's the next page?
Everyone's just yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
Oh, no, that's okay. You can if you want, I guess.
Okay, so
Make me sound like a dummy.
then I guess that's great. I would say yes. I would have announced another show.
I would think because this is still
Yes.
right. Okay. So they're going to pee wee. That's it.
That sounds great. Typically, yes. That's why we're just. have been nice to have.
Oh, look at that. All that information there. Junior shouldering.
Well, there we go.
Oh, right here. So he's got his bull calf, so I can bring him up here?
Yeah.
That'll be the first one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Here's ribbons for the showmanship. So is this a bread known?
These two. Lauren.
Oh, these two. Sorry, I already forgot about that, Dan. Breeding stock, or do you call it bread known? What we're doing next?
That's
Breeding.
breeding stock. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Brennan is market.
I don't know who let me do this. It's me. I'm never letting Hannah donate me for anything again. Well, now you have a schedule, so you should be okay.
Thing, you can see the like when we start our junior year breeding stock classes, and then personally when we came back for junior bull calf.
So all of those are going to get champion ribbons too?
Yep.
Each class? We're not going to have enough. We only have 2 left. Going to the office, they'll show you at you. We only have 2 left other than the overall ones. Like a lot more. Okay. Okay. Nice. Maybe. There's my Diet Coke. Like, we might need it. Like, maybe 8.
Well, what a spectacular group of Pee Wee showmen. I always like to spend a little extra time with the young people on the showmanship side of things. Talked with them about some of their favorite parts of their project and if they're going to do it next year. And all of them are excited to do it again. And so that's really awesome to see. I'm really proud of each of these young people. They're doing a good job. It's hard when you're little and your calf weighs more than you trying to control it, but each year you get more comfortable with it, you get stronger, and you grow with your partnership with that animal and with all animals. So let's give these young people a big hand so that they feel encouraged to keep on doing this, and we'll go ahead and select ourselves a champion.
Is there just a champion or a champion and reserve? I think it's just
Yeah.
Congratulations to Brinley Bush being our champion Pee Wee showmanship. Also, congratulations to Dawson Bush and Nora Bush. Next, we're going to be starting our junior show breeding stock. We're going to be starting with the Hereford class. There is 1 entry, and it is a junior bull calf. I have anxiety. I didn't take any medication. You can write. I don't want to write it. Okay. You're just writing like first group. Yeah. Okay. Again, so literally every single one. The program is not. What is that? So now you're on to this. Yes, breeding stock, Hereford. I don't even know how to say that. Hereford? Oh, I know how to say that. I'm like, senior bull calf. Senior Hereford calf. Senior Hereford calf. I can't get them. Hereford already. It's literally too long. Page one. Hey Hannah, when you come back up, you want to grab his suction. It's in over by
His what?
his suction machine.
Where is it?
So you know in our office, it's under that one table. It's in a black thing. Since he's spooning everything.
Is this going to be an automatic champion?
Yeah.
Young man brings us a nice solid single entry here in our next division. A good bull calf that's really masculine about his head, crest, and brow. I really like those aspects about this calf. He's level out there through his tail head. Got some nice pieces to him. Should be exciting to see how he continues to grow and develop. So let's give this young man a hand as he exits.
Congratulations to Bo Peterson exhibiting our junior bull calf champion, grand champion. What is going on? I don't know this heifer calf, Charlotte heifer calf. Next in the ring, we're going to have our Charlotte heifer calf. You can't say that.
Well, we are literally out of grand champion ribbons. Like, oh my God. Oh, we are. I'm just grand champion ribbons. That's it.
The same page went to get that.
Young lady brings a very good Charolais single entry here for this next spot. One that I think you can appreciate in numerous areas. I love how big-bodied this heifer is. She's incredibly flexible and how she uses her hind leg, comfortable about her skeleton, and yet I still think up front she proportions well. So a very solid single entry. Let's go ahead and give her a hand as she leaves.
Congratulations to Taylor Loffenberg exhibiting our senior Charolais heifer calf. Next in the ring, we're going to have our
So it's Semitol, but it's full on.
bull heifer calf. Next in the ring, we're going to have our junior Simmental heifer calf. Okay, it's full on. I'm not coming back on this.
We are out of ribbons. Like, there's none for Cole.
Sorry, Cole. You check the goat show.
These are like the overall.
Young man brings us a good Semitol here in our next division. I think one that you can appreciate for just being very genuine in her kind, and in terms of her condition, that's a good-bodied kind of heifer that still is comfortable in terms of her structure. We could maybe make her a little bit bigger-footed, but really high in terms of how she attaches her neck out of the top side of her shoulder. There's some pieces there that you could really tie into. So let's give that young man a hand, and we'll evaluate those further in a lineup with other contemporaries.
Congratulations to Cole Loffenberg exhibiting our junior Simmental heifer calf. Next in the ring, we're going to have our junior shorthorn heifer yearling.
Okay. She's not here. That's. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. I don't think this, like, is easy for the barn. She's not here yet. She's not up here yet.
Do you want to skip to? Well, yeah, because she's in the next class. She's in both.
That we're waiting for.
Yeah.
We are not even. How close are we to the market show? We just started.
She's not here.
Does Andrea have a short horn heifer?
Well, we're waiting for that class. This is Martha Menning. She's going to be our judge for the 2024 beef show. She's from Hayfield, Minnesota, where she grew up showing sheep, goats, and Simmental cattle. Menning attending Butler Community College, where she was an academic All-American judge. The team won contests at the North American and Houston Community, accumulating into a tie for the National Team of the Year award. She transferred to South Dakota State University and studied animal science and meat science. Menning was a pivotal team member during her time as a jackrabbit, earning second high individual at the American Royal and finishing as the high individual in reasons at the national contest in Louisville. She currently works as an education and outreach manager for the American Meat Science Association and assists with her family's Simmental cow-calf operation in southeast Minnesota. Please welcome Martha Menning.
Yeah, so boy, braces for a couple months.
Don't talk.
Well, yeah, it's Simmental.
Crossbred. Champion crossbred.
Champion overall.
And then I think she's female and then she's
Oh, I thought I already did that part. What can you see? Now entering the ring is our junior shorthorn heifer yearling.
I don't see it. You're getting gibberish. Hey, you got your coat.
Another single entry, but one that again can find things you can appreciate in. That's a really flat-shouldered, smooth kind of heifer that comes to us probably a bit greener in terms of her condition. So long term, we might want to bulk her up, but one that I think very smooth from the side. I like those aspects about her. In terms of lower joint work, I think she gets out with some smoothness and flexibility. So let's give her a hand as she exits.
And if we see Cole,
Congratulations to Andrea Alexson exhibiting our grand champion shorthorn heifer yearling.
Cole.
Now in the ring, we're going to have our crossbred female junior heifer calves.
I don't know why I'm writing it on the wrong line every single time, but I am. Okay. Yep, I'll go. Those classes. Okay. Oh gosh, we should have told her to get reserve champion too.
So the holiday favorites that we're selecting our green reserve breeding stock champion.
Younger on the age on this one, but high on the quality. I love that one's front 1/3 and the way she attaches her neck out of the top side of her shoulder. She's incredibly long and thin about her neck. Really intriguing when you look at her shoulders forward and just how her head and neck attachment is. That's very attractive. She comes back and she's very soft about her body type. I think there's a lot of things to like about this one. Let's give her a hand as she leaves.
They took your seat. I took no what's happening. It's a crossbred. Dan, what's the name of this class? I need a sheet.
They're crossbred cows.
Congratulations to Brenna Thorson exhibiting our crossbred female heifer calf. Now we will be selecting our grand in reserve.
You gotta do the cow. You gotta do the cow.
Literally what they told us.
Mic up just a little.
I don't think it does, but I'll try yelling. Sorry.
No, whoever comes back, just
Okay.
a little more volume, probably.
Okay. Well, a good thing we can't hear you. Man, we don't have reserve champion.
So do I need to pick one of these? I'm confused. He said we have to
I
pick
would
out-
ask these. I don't know.
This is not me. Do not play this on.
My name is Hannah Olson. Having technical difficulties.
Thank you for joining us today. This is Hannah Olson.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's been a late one.
Okay, so
We're gonna be bringing in the CrossFit cow calf.
Dan, we might have another issue. We have grand champion ribbons, but not reserve.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I got one. We're just gonna give him a blue for now. It's Charlie. Okay, how many? Do you think they all get ribbons or just grand? Just grand first. Well, grand first. Okay, can you write this down?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Angela, did we not do that?
Oh, okay.
So this is just there isn't even a thing. This is grand champion. This is like overall of these.
I know they're doing a separate thing right now.
Okay, for the audience, we got a few different things going on here. Going to talk this cow-calf pair as a single entry. A very feminine kind of cow that's clearly putting a lot into her calf, a growthy type of calf that looks like he's got a good future long-term. Would like to see her just a little bit softer and better about her body type for long-term functionality purposes. But she's doing a good job with that calf by her side, so she's doing her job. Then from there, we'll go ahead and compare her to the calf that was in the same division with her. I think one that's really nice just from a quality perspective in different areas. I'd probably like to just modify that one in terms of her hip and how she just kind of rounds out a little bit there, but one that's got so much quality up front. She's going to go ahead. The calf's going to be our champion in this division, and then the cow-calf pair will be reserve in that division, and then we're going to evaluate them here as a true female lineup. So I'll go ahead and kind of talk. I know they were all single entries, so then you get them all back out here, and it's fun to compare them against their different contemporaries. I thought Young Lady Shar, kind of a heifer that's my kind. just from a maternal aspect, she's incredibly cowy. She's big-footed and stout, and yet she still moves good. And I think she still balances and proportions well on the profile. So lots of things that I personally like about that heifer. I think this young man, Semitol, that came into that next division, one that's has some attractive aspects there on the profile. She's good about her body type. She covers the basics really, really well. So I like those aspects. Maybe just not as flashy or out there in certain areas. We could smooth her out in terms of her tail head ever so slightly, but that's a really nice female that's going to go into production and do her job very well. So a very high quality one that came out of that Semitol group. Young lady comes out here with that short horn in that next group. Again, talk that one being long, extended, smooth. You know, compared to the other cattle in this group, we could probably soften up her body type, just give her a bit more mass and dimension in terms of her center body to allow her to really balance there on the profile, but certainly like the smoothness that she possesses. And then again, that calf, super high quality up front, soft about its body type. Definitely some good things in that animal. Very intriguing future. And then like how we talked that cow-calf pair, very smooth, very attractive up front about her neck. Probably could give her a bit more body, but she's doing her job for that calf. So let's give all these young people a hand, and I'll go ahead and select us a champion and reserve overall on the female side.
This is what we've been going off of. So where are
Did
we?
you catch champion Prosper?
This is grand champion. This is
Everyone's asking me, and I keep telling them to ask you.
okay. So Taylor.
Prosper. Champion.
Here, I'll take that thing.
Please take it.
Congratulations to Taylor Laufenberg on gritting grand, and congratulations to Cole Laufenberg on reserve.
Here we
We
go.
gotta say that Brian about the grand champion cross.
What is this for? What is this?
They have two different classes up there, and I accidentally left two classes out.
Okay, what is going on here? What class is
This is
this?
the champion overall female.
Is this yours to write on? I'll just share with you. So that was the grand champion overall female?
The Charlotte was the overall grand champion female. The Semitol was reserved in the commercial division. The calf was the champion. The cow-calf was reserved.
Can I have the sheet about the sponsors? So we are at Grand Champion Female Beef, that's what we just did?
Yes.
Okay. The Grand Champion Female Beef banner was sponsored by Mossman Farms. The Reserve Grand Champion Female Beef banner is sponsored by Dan and Wendy Everson. Are we doing bred and owned female?
Yes. We're gonna need, so get the feeder cat first.
Coming into the ring next will be the feeder cattle.
Your junior cattle.
2? There will be 2 in this class. Or 1? Oh. I'm so confused that you don't know how you would believe it. Okay. I talk loud, so it's probably hard to know. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Do I have to press something to get this off?
Maybe that? There we
Yeah.
go.
You're keeping track. So, you're keeping track of this stuff? Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
The one that knows the answer didn't know the answer. When I started swinging the stick.
Dan, will you do me a favor and go ask Brad who the champion way to gain and resources? Yeah, please. Thank you. And if you guys want any gummy worms. Sorry I took you away from Luke. Oh, no. As long as Luke gets to be here for his kid, I don't care. Is this thing like always muted? Or is it not even on?
I know yesterday when Mackenzie was doing it, she muted and unmuted it.
Reserve feeder cap, right? Automatically.
Yes.
Both of these young ladies do a really good job with their feeder calf projects. A few minor differences between the two. Going to go ahead and use the young ladies' red calf to be our champion. Felt like that one was just a bit more practical in terms of its body type and its lower structure. One that reads a little bit stouter there too. Young lady's going to sit there in reserve with a long, extended, big outline kind of calf. That I certainly like those aspects about her, just maybe a little bit tighter about its body type. But let's give both those young people a hand. They do an awesome job.
Congratulations to Charlie Radcliffe on winning Champion Feeder Junior Calf. And congratulations to Bristol Bush on winning Reserve. Coming into the ring next, we will be having oh, yes, please, round of applause. Coming into the ring next, we'll be selecting for bred-and-owned female heifer. Okay, we need to get organized here. We're going to stop.
Anything else for bred known or just these?
I think it must just be these two.
Just these? Well, you have both our grand champion and reserve champion females that come back out here for our bred and owned overall. And so just a huge amount of credit I give to both of these young people. It's hard to breed cattle and breed cattle that have quality and have function to them. So major props to them. I know that this is not just 1 year that took them to get to this project, but the years in breeding decisions, in management decisions prior to this that brought them here. And so they both look like they're kind of in the middle of their show career or middle to beginning of their show career. So they have a bright future ahead of them. I'm awfully proud of these young people. Charlotte will be our champion. Semitol will be our reserve. Let's give those young people a hand. Charlotte and then Semitol.
Okay,
I just
okay.
shook their hands in opposite order.
Congratulations to Taylor Laufenberg on winning Grand Champion Bred and Owned. I just about said market. Oh my Lord. Sorry folks, I haven't had coffee yet. I don't drink coffee even. And congratulations to Cole Laufenberg on winning Reserve. We are taking about a 5-minute break here to get organized. Thank you.
Good. You need a coffee, girl. Nope, seriously. She's not a coffee drinker. She likes to fool people.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you are the best.
MVP.
No, but if somebody can figure, I mean, I know I'm loud, but they are saying they cannot hear the judge. We will be starting with dairy steer. There is one exhibit in this class.
Or is it just an overall?
They'll all be champions. They're different groups.
Okay, so he's gonna get a champion and then they're gonna give him that thing. And then there'll be an overall.
Yeah, but we will have we got the classes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Brad.
Just a single dairy steer as we get kicked off onto the market side of things of today. Young man brings us a heavyweight, big outline kind of steer that has some thickness and some body to him. We appreciate those things about him, but that's an awfully big heavyweight steer. Will be interesting to see what he would end up finishing and dressing and that kind of things. But a really nice entry. These animals certainly have a ton of value to our industry and to the beef industry as a whole. So let's give him a big round of applause as he exits.
Congratulations to Mr. Jacob Olson on receiving a first blue. Coming into the ring next will be Angus steers. There's 2 exhibitors in this class, and they range in weight from 1,297 pounds to 1,338.
Did you find? Oh, Brad's not in there. Okay.
Jerome said he's making copies.
No, for the. Just gonna hide up underneath. There you go, ma'am.
A good pair of Angus cattle here. Young man brings us An animal that I think is just really good from a market standpoint. He spans a ton of width up high. He's good and mellow about his finish. I think they've got him at the right spot there. And yet he's still practical about his body type. I think in motion he's comfortable in terms of how he handles his skeleton. Maybe not the most out there in terms of a show steer proportion look, but that's a really good heavy muscle, good finish kind of market animal that's going to have a ton of endpoint value for that young man. Young man that's going to sit here in second, obviously the lighter weight steer of the duo, but I think one that brings some smoothness there on the profile. I too read him to be good about his finish. He's practical in terms of his body type, but comparative to the steer in front of him, I never read him to just read with the same kind of muscle, particularly from behind there through his quarter and stifle, but a really good group of cattle. Let's give both those young people a hand.
Right there. So Brewer got champion.
Congratulations to Brewer Schleifer on reserving a first blue and champion Angus. Congratulations to Preston Yeski on receiving second blue and reserve. Coming into the ring next will be the key steers. There will be 3 in this class. They range in weight from 1,313 pounds to 1,382. Can you guys hear us better? Thank you.
A good trio of cattle here in our key division. Young man steer goes ahead and wins and does so very handily. That's a good show steer that has some proportions there on the profile. He's flexible in terms of his structure and just proportions there well on the profile. He's still got a ton of muscle, stout, powerful. We could probably change just his flank to really allow him to profile incredible on the side, but one that offers enough quality to go ahead and win and do so very handily. next pair of cattle go either way. I think you could justify it. Going to go ahead and use the young man's red steer. Just from the side, I think one that reads a bit higher quality in terms of his balance, in terms of his smoothness, his top line, and all those aspects. He reads cleaner about his joints in motion. I don't think he walks nearly as comfortably as what I'd expect him to, but that's a practical bodied steer that has some good there on the profile. Young lady's going to sit here in third. That's an incredibly heavy muscled, bold bodied steer that's chocked full of product. Incredibly shapely up high. This one just reads a bit too coarse in terms of his shoulder and how he handles his joints, but a very good market, heavy muscled animal to round us out. Let's give all those people a hand.
Congratulations to Adam Mossman on winning First Blue and Grand Champion Key Steer. Congratulations to Bryce Laufenberg on winning Second Blue and Reserve Champion Key Steer. Congratulations to Franny Everson on First Red. Coming into the ring now is the Hereford class, and they have two exhibitors. They range in weight from 805 to 1,246.
A good pair of cattle here. Young man with the mini Hereford's going to go ahead and start us off. Obviously, these are different breed compositions, but I think that young man's mini Hereford for his breed is very good and high quality. He's good about his body type. He's got some muscle and some thickness to him as well, and he balances there on the profile. Young man's doing an awesome job sticking it through with his project. It's hard when they got a mind of their own and they're bigger than you, but he's doing a great job. That's a really practical steer that has some good to him. Maybe just doesn't balance up with the same kind of quality as that mini Herf. Let's give both those young people a hand as they exit.
Congratulations to Bo Peterson on winning First Blue and Champion Hereford. Congratulations to Tate Yeski on winning Second Blue and Reserve Champion. Coming into the ring at this time will be the Maine Anjou. This is the lightweight class. There are 3 exhibitors, and they range in weight from 1,235 pounds to 1,380 pounds.
young man's steer's going to go ahead and start us off. A big, heavy muscled kind of steer that's really intriguing in terms of the way he attaches his neck onto the top side of his shoulder. But that's if you can accept the fact that he is plenty straight in terms of his structure. He's over in his knee and his ankle is pretty upright. So that doesn't allow him to always profile with the same look of balance, but I think he still has elements of quality in terms of his mid-body, his top line, his head and neck, and then packs it with enough muscle and width and spread up high. Just really want to relax those lower joints. Young lady's going to sit here in second with this Rockle face steer. She's doing an awesome job with a steer that's giving her some trouble. That's a flexible steer that's got some muscle, got some expression, especially through that one's quarter and stifle. For me on the profile, the deeper chested, shallower bodied steer just reads a little bit rougher in terms of his look of balance there on the profile. Young man's going to round us out with a long bodied, extended kind of steer that has some smoothness. He's good about his finish. Just wish we could amplify him from a muscularity perspective to allow that one to elevate. Let's give all those young people a hand.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Cordell Sampson on receiving first blue, Emma Campen second blue, and Jake Olson first red. Coming into the ring next is the Maine Anjou heavyweight steers. There's 4 in this class. They range in weight from 1,411 pounds to 1,569 pounds.
They want to make an announcement. There's a lost boy about 3 years
that we have Morgan Berg, who is the girl in the blue shirt, the 4th steer in. She was the champion rate of gain for beef this year. Her rate of gain, her steer gained 3.35 pounds a day. Congratulations, Morgan.
Keep going, Mace. Keep going.
A good group here in our next class. Young lady's going to go ahead and start us off with a steer that offers some balance on the profile. He's got plenty of muscle over the top side of his skeleton, and there when you get behind him, he's stout in terms of his bone work, and he's still collected in terms of his structure on the move. So a nice entry to go ahead and start us off. Young man's doing an awesome job here, sitting in second with his steer that I think is very solid, incredibly complete. He's good and practical about his body type. He's sound in terms of his structure. He's good. He covers all those basics. For me, comparative to the steer directly in front of him, doesn't read with the same kind of true product there behind and on the top side of him, but a very good, practical, balanced steer that you can hang your hat on all day. Young man's going to sit here in third with this colored up steer. That's an awfully wide constructed steer that's good about his body type. He's got muscle. He's thick in terms of his makeup. Comparative to the other steers, he reads a bit too coarse. He's straight in terms of his ankle, in terms of his hock, and that doesn't allow him to read with the same kind of smoothness or quality as the steers directly above him, but a good market animal to sit there in third. We're going to round out the set with a heavyweight, big-bodied kind of steer that's incredibly practical about his structure and in terms of his body type. I like those aspects about him. There's certainly value in that in a real production setting. Comparative to his contemporaries above him, doesn't have the same kind of true shape there from behind or fresh shape with that matter, but a good practical steer to round out the set. Let's give all those young people a hand.
Congratulations to Macy Casper on receiving first blue, Brett Mossman second blue, Sam Everson first red, and Morganberg second red. Coming into the ring at this time, they will be selecting for Grand and Reserve Maine Anjou steers.
So these just get done. See, Paul, I knew those two. Sure. If you want, he can be your bitch right now too. I'll tell him. Paul, just a heads up, you're Katie's bitch right now too.
Whatever it makes people happy.
A good group of cattle that we bring out here for this division. I thought there was quality on the top side of each thing. Spent a majority of the time in this lineup trying to decipher between that reserve spot. I'm not going to re-talk them. I'm going to go ahead and select our champion. May take another glance and we'll pick our reserve, but let's give all these young people a hand.
Matt Casper, raise your hand for the queen. She wants to give you the ribbon.
Raise your hand for the queen.
Yeah.
Amazon says that is actually that piece of the head.
No, because they did select hers class. I hope mine is. So, Macy is grand and Cordell is reserve. Oh, I got it here. I didn't see it there. Congratulations to Macy Casper on winning Grand Champion Main Anjou, and Cordell Sampson for winning Reserve Champion Main Anjou Steers. Coming into the ring next will be the Shorthorn Steer Lightweight Division. There will be 3 exhibitors in this class. They range in weight from 1,137 pounds to 1,208.
A good trio of cattle on our lightweight side of things for this Perspective breed. Young man's going to go ahead and start us off with a steer that I think embodies, quality while also having some real muscularity and real shape. He's good about his body type. His front end is very attractive in terms of how he attaches his neck there. He's good about his structure too. So checks a lot of boxes there, reads high quality, fresh about his hair coat. A very good entry to go ahead and start us off. Young man does a nice job with this project. Young lady's going to sit here in second. Between the other pair of cattle, I read this one to be the heavier muscled steer that spanned more width up high. He was firmer in terms of his touch and more genuine about his true shape there. So we like those aspects about him. Comparative to the steer in front of him, probably could just elevate him from a balance and quality perspective. We're going to round out the set with this young man. He's doing an awesome job with this steer. That's a long-bodied, extended kind of steer that's good about his body type, like those practicality aspects with him. Just need to elevate him from a muscularity perspective to elevate under me. But let's go ahead and give all those young people a hand.
Congratulations to Bryce Laufenberg on receiving a first blue, Andrea Ellickson, second blue, and Preston Yeski, a first red. Coming into the ring next will be the heavyweight shorthorn steers, ranging in weight from 1,403 pounds to 1,644.
Here in our next heavier weight division of this breed, young lady's going to win just on account of quality. I think a steer that balances well, is presented well, good about his body type, just balances really well, reads with a ton of quality, so and still has muscle and such to boot. So a good solid one to go ahead and start us off. Kind of a no-brainer pick on that one. Young man's going to sit here in second with his red steer, one that I think compositionally from a muscularity and finish perspective is right on target. Really can appreciate the endpoint value that kind of steer represents. comparative to the one in front of him. The deeper chested, tighter flanked steer doesn't balance up with the same kind of quality, but a good market animal in his own right. Young lady is going to sit here in third with a big bodied, heavy muscled steer that's heavyweight. From a finish perspective, maybe a little bit further than what I would term ideal, but that's a big heavyweight steer that's practical in terms of its body type and has some muscle comparative to the other one. Just want to lean that one back a little bit, but a good group of cattle. Let's give all those young people a hand.
Congratulations to Kennedy Laufenberg on receiving first blue, Sam Everson second blue, and Kendall Campen first red. Coming into the ring at this time, they will be selecting for the shorthorn steer.
A good lineup when we bring each of our class winners out. I thought quality on the top end of each class was very, very good. And I think between the lighter weight class and then the heavier weight class, it is close. There's minor differences. I rate them to be about the same in terms of their structure. They both read with quality. The lighter weight steer reads a bit fresher in terms of his front 1/3. He's good about his body type. The steer here out of that next class fits in proportion so well. Sometimes from the side maybe doesn't read with the same kind of expression of muscle. So I think you can go really either way. I'll go ahead and pick my favorites. Again, just one person's opinion. Let's give both those young people a hand.
Thank you, Brad.
Yes.
Congratulations to Bryce Laufenberg on winning Grand Champion Shorthorn Steer. And congratulations to Kennedy Laufenberg on receiving Reserve Champion Shorthorn Steer. Oh, that was a popular one.
I like the white one.
If you guys need me to another good trio, young man's kind of smoky colored calf is going to go ahead and start us off. One that reads like a show steer on the side, reads with some quality, has some muscle. He moves a little slower, like almost tentative sometimes, but his angles and structure read plenty correct. So a real nice one to go ahead and start us off that just embodies muscularity, body type with some balance and some proportions and muscularity on this side. So a very nice entry to go ahead and get us started off. Young man's going to sit here in second with a moderate frame steer that's huge about his body type. I read that one to be square in terms of his touch up high, and I can certainly appreciate those aspects of that steer, I think he fits together. My problem with him is kind of more so hip back. He kind of rounds out of his hip. He's not as secure or square in terms of how he uses his hock. And because of that, he doesn't just move nearly as smoothly there on the profile from a structural perspective, but a good bodied steer that you can appreciate. We're going to round out the trio with this young man's tall, big outlined steer that's got a lot of true, genuine muscularity, muscle shape. Just reads a little bit greener and more coarse there on the profile from a structural perspective, but a nice steer to round us out. Let's go ahead and give all those young people a hand.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson on receiving first blue, Jacob Stiesel second blue, and Luke Fisher first red. Coming into the ring next will be the heavyweight Simmentals. There's 2 exhibitors, and they range in weight from 1,516 pounds to 1,685 pounds.
Dos. Fisher's being pushy again. Fisher's being pushy again. 2. Okay. These 2 are driving me absolutely nuts.
Two very different cattle in this class. I think you can go either way with it. I think the steer that comes in needs to be peeled back from a condition standpoint, particularly just pushing it a little bit too much for me, but that's the opened up, broad, muscular steer that's practical about his body type. definitely could refine him structurally, but a good, massive, heavyweight kind of steer. Young man, totally different kind of steer. That's the lean one that will probably excel from a yield grade basis on the rail. So I can certainly appreciate those aspects about the steer. He also, though, just reads a little bit rawer in terms of his kind and straighter in terms of his structure. They're completely different kinds of cattle. They're going to do completely different things on a rail. So very different cattle, but you can go either way. That's how I'm going to sort them today.
Congratulations to Brewer for receiving a first blue and Justin for a second blue. Coming into the ring next, we'll be selecting for Grand Champion Simmental, Reese Steer.
This particular breed, for me, it comes down to those cattle that were in that first lighter weight class. Just from a quality perspective, I'll go ahead select our champion in reserve. But my congrats to all of these exhibitors. Let's give them a hand.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson on receiving Grand Champion Simmental steer, and congratulations to Jake Stiesel on reserve. Time is our any other breed beef steer. There's just one exhibit.
How do you say that? Bradford?
Exhibitor.
Bradford?
Here.
Just a single entry here. Young man does an awesome job with his project, bringing in some different breeds that aren't maybe as typical here in the north. So props to him for that. Very nice steer for this young man, a big outlined, extended kind of steer that's good and practical about his structure. So certainly aspects you can appreciate there. Let's give him a round of applause as he leaves.
All right.
Congratulations to Waylon Stenberg on receiving Grand Champion and first blue of any other breed. Next, we will be starting the crossbred steer division. First, we will have lightweight crossbreds come in, and they range in size from 1,196 pounds to 1,416. And there are 3 exhibitors.
An intriguing trio here as we get started off onto the crossbreds. Gonna go ahead and start off with this young man's kind of butterscotch orange steer to get us kicked off. I thought that one, from a body type and balance perspective, reads with the kind of proportions that will allow him to reach a heavier weight. I still think, while not perfect structured, he's acceptable in terms of his structure, and he's got some muscle shape to boot as well. So for me, kind of combines balance and quality to go ahead and start us off. Young lady's going to sit here in second, this black and white steer. For me, reads just a little bit quicker in terms of his maturity pattern when you read that one's cannon bone. But aside from that, that's a good bodied steer that's chock full of muscle, chock full of product. He's attractive in terms of how he sets his neck onto the top side of his shoulder. Structurally is where I'd really like to refine that one. He's plenty mechanical in how he handles his back leg and is a bit more forward in terms of his knee up front, but a good bulky kind of steer that's got some true product to him. Round out the set with this young man, smoky colored steer that's a level top, long and extended steer that's got some body to him, and has some flexibility to his joints. Different from the other cattle. Didn't read him to be equipped with the same kind of muscularity and true meat animal shape, but a good group of cattle. Let's go ahead and give all those young people a hand.
Congratulations to Riley Laufenberg on first blue, Brenna Thorson second blue, and Levi Stiesel first red. We will now be doing heavyweight crossbred steers. There are 4 exhibitors, and they range in weight from 1,456 pounds to 1,481 pounds.
Wow, you're quick. I know. I don't want to get yelled at anymore.
And Bristol Bush, who is entering the ring right now, was the reserve champion rate of gain for beef. Her steer gained 3.34 pounds a day.
Thank you. A very good one to go ahead and get us kicked off into the next class. The young man does an awesome job presenting him. That's a balanced proportional steer that reads with a ton of show steer proportions. Here on the profile, good about his body type, good to the touch and the way he handles up high, has some genuine muscle shape, and yet he's sound and good about his structure. So not much to find holes in that one. An awesome place to start. Middle pair here, I think you could justify a few different things. Going to go ahead and use the heavier muscled, wider constructed steer that's got more true meat animal shape to him. He's soft about his body type. Like some other cattle we've seen today, just need to refine him from his structure. He's coarser about his shoulder and not nearly as comfortable in the way he meets the surface, but that's a heavy muscled steer that's got a lot of bulk and mass to him. Young man's going to sit in third, a steer that reads with a ton of quality there on the profile. He's very quality about how his neck and head fits into his shoulder. He's smoother and better about his joint work. So I really can appreciate those aspects about this young man's project. Just doesn't read with the same kind of muscle as the other cattle. We could just widen him up, give him a bit more punch up high. We're going to round out the set with this young lady's steer. She's doing an awesome job with him. This is a good, appropriately finished kind of calf that's got some thickness and mass to him. Just doesn't read with the same kind of balance or quality as the others. But let's give all those young people a big hand and we'll keep on going.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson on receiving first blue, Wyatt Berg second blue, Austin Laufenberg first red, and Bristol Bush second red. They will now be selecting champion and reserve crossbred steers. Sorry for no jokes today, we're just not in the mood.
Well, a very solid lineup of cattle here. As we get into selecting our champion overall crossbred, I thought, quality there on the top end of both of our class winners, and then both of the two that were in that second place fit together, I think, a bit in terms of type and kind. Super bulky, super massive. Need to refine them structurally. So I'm very happy with the lineup that we have out here. It's always fun to go ahead and use cattle that suit you really well. Let's give all these young people a hand, and I'll pick us a champion in reserve.
She really likes them.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson on receiving Grand Champion Crossbred Steer. And congratulations to Riley Laufenberg on being Reserve Champion Crossbred. We will now be setting up for the championship drive. The key steer is Adam Mossman.
Oh, we don't have Tate. Shit. We need Tate Yeski's Holford.
Next will be Macy Caspers, Main and Jew. And Shorthorn is Bryce Laufenberg. Oh, thank you. Simmental is Colby Sampson.
Cordell.
This says Colby.
Oh, maybe you should.
Yeah, because Colby has the cross. Any other breed? Waylon?
We got it figured out. Thank you.
And crossbred is Colby Sampson. The Hereford. Reserve market steer. We will be doing bred and owned Grandin Reserve selection. So anybody that has bred and owned, please stay around the show ring or come up to the holding area, please.
We'll have a very nice lineup as we get each of our division winners out here. I'm not going to go through and re-talk them. I felt like I did that in their class, and those cattle represent what they are. And those were kind of my opinions on them. I know it could be different with a different person standing in my shoes. I really like the representation that we have out here. All of these animals serve a purpose, regardless of how they look on a quality scale. Out here on the show ring, they're all going to go out and end up helping feed the world and helping our consumers. And so, great steer show, awesome job to all of the exhibitors. It's really exciting when you have an animal that just puts everything together, and you don't have to have things where you have to be more lenient with different aspects. I'll go ahead and select our champion, and then we'll bring in a reserve from that particular division. We'll relook at them, and then we'll select our reserve overall. But let's give a huge round of applause for these young people and the people that helped them get in here as well.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson. His crossbred steer is Grand Champion Market Steer. The reserve will now be coming into the ring for the crossbred class. Congratulations.
I hit the mic on.
Congratulations to Colby Sampson again on receiving reserve champion. That was in the Simmental division.
known, I went about and kind of talked with each of these young people about their breeding program and what went into maybe the breeding decision or why they chose to show the particular calf that they brought out here. So huge props to all these young people for their different programs that they have back home. You put a lot into it by raising them yourselves, and there's certainly a ton of value in that. So appreciate and a huge supporter of the life lessons you get from that aspect. So just want to encourage these young people. They did awesome to keep working in their programs and at home on their projects, because it will pay off long term. So let's give all of them a hand, and I'll go ahead and select our champion and our reserve.
Congratulations to Kennedy Laufenberg on receiving Grand Champion Brennan Market Beef. Congratulations to Preston Yeski on receiving Reserve Champion Brennan Market Beef. These exhibitors are 15 years and older, but not over 21. I am ineligible.
Well, it's really been a spectacular group of senior showmen that I've had the chance to evaluate their cattle and now evaluate them. I know it's plenty hot outside, so I just went through, talked to the kids. I wanted them to be able to kind of describe their projects. No questions. I was really asking them to answer just kind of what they know about their animal and different things. So I enjoyed hearing from them and hearing their passion that they have for this beef cattle project. Showmanship is incredibly subjective in terms of personal opinion and such. I'll go ahead. I thought they all did an awesome job. I'll select champion and reserve, but let's give all these young people a huge hand. Awesome champion. Awesome job. Thank you so much.
You guys go out in the ring because she's going to place them.
Just like follow her.
Okay, she wants to give them all blues. Make it easy.
Oh, really?
You're the boss.
I'm just gonna give you a whole bunch of them. Let's see, next.
Congratulations to Macy Casper on receiving Champion Senior Showman. Also, congratulations to Austin Laufenberg on the Reserve Champion. Also receiving blue ribbons were Kendall Campen, Franny Everson, Luke Fisher, Morgan Berg, Wyatt Berg, and Jacob Olson. We are going to give the intermediate showmen a few minutes to get down to their animals if they were watching the senior showmen. So as soon as they are all at ringside, we will begin intermediate showmanship. There will be 2 heats of intermediate showmanship.
heat here and picked several here, but I thought they were all very deserving. They do a very, very good job, and they're going to make the finals fun. Those that are closer to that farther end of the fence are going to be our callbacks. Those here in front of us are going to end up going back. Hate to send kids back. They all did a very good job. Just some personal preference things, some efficiency things, eye contact type things that align with my personal preference that allow those young people over there to go ahead and get the call back. But let's make sure all of these young people feel encouraged when they leave, and let's give them a big round of applause.
First year from you. That do you think my aunt and uncle sold it to?
Bryce Laufenberg, Colby Sampson, Brenna Thorson, Emma Campen, Taylor Laufenberg, Sam Everson, Adam Mossman, Preston Yeski, and Jake Stiesel. This is the second heat of intermediate showmen.
Another very good group of intermediate showmen, just going to take 3 back from this group, spoke with these young people about personal preferences that I would change from a showmanship perspective. But let's give, again, all of these young people a huge round of applause for their efforts. I thought they did a very, very good job.
Receiving blues in the second heat of intermediate showmanship are Cordell Sampson, Cole Laufenberg, Riley Laufenberg, Waylon Stenberg, Andrea Ellickson, Justin Kling, Brewer Schleifer, and Levi Stiesel. We will now be selecting for Grand Champion Intermediate Showmanship. Attention exhibitors, any beginner showmanship exhibitors, please report to the holding area. You will be showing next.
Apologies, the banners for those.
people. In our intermediate drive, I thought that first heat was very competitive and very deep with quality, and I was very impressed with those showmen. Second heat, again, very good. And I think they all do an awesome job out here, and should be applauded for their efforts, especially with the heat and everything. So great work to these young people. I went ahead and I asked each of them, if you're curious ringside, just what's one goal they have for next year. To see kind of where their head's at. I probably caught maybe some of them off guard, but I'm a pretty forward thinker, and I like these, especially at their age, for them to be thinking about what they can do better in future years. Again, they all do a really great job. I think it's very close for our champion reserve. Wish I could select more than just two. So all of these young people do a great job. Again, showmanship, very, very subjective. A different person will have an entirely different opinion on what their ideal showman does. With that said, I really like my two showmen. I'm going to go ahead and select. Let's go ahead, give all these young people a huge hand. They do an awesome job. Thank you.
Congratulations to Taylor Laufenberg on winning intermediate showmanship.
Which one is that?
Congratulations to Colby Sampson for winning second place intermediate showmanship.
I can't. I can only do that with her. Coming into the ring next.
Once the intermediate showmanship exhibitors are able to exit, the beginner showmanship will be coming into the ring. After beginner showmanship, we will be doing sale selection.
This cord doesn't help with anything. Except looking me up.
Something about men. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, I guess I'll just
Hello.
Is it?
It's, will I do any more cattle or is that it?
Just sales selection.
Sales. Okay.
So who are they colored down there? Why would that happen? That's weird. So who won?
I think it was a Loftenberg. It was in bold.
So the winner of beginner showmanship was Kennedy Loftenberg, and Bo Peterson was the reserve. So all eligible market beef can start making their way up to the ring. If you were handed a slip to line up some classes to make sure you get out here, we're gonna line up all the beef on the far side of the ring. Does it matter like which class? That's what I was wondering, which side do we want? Gary, which side do we want? The other.